Good morning, boys and girls. How are you doing today? I'm doing really well. I feel happy. Happy to see you. Happy to be seen by you. Happy with all the conferences I got to attend last week. And just please keep your eyes out for announcements from me, because I will probably be inviting you to maybe visit with me during a small group conference with your classroom over the next couple of weeks. I thought it would be fun to have a few little lunch bunch groups. So if you're interested in eating your lunch and checking in with me and some of your classmates or some of your other grade level friends, you'll be welcome to. All right? I hope you've been accessing my links for my lessons. My lesson today is about responsibility. And you know, we have different areas in our world where we're responsible. And as our life progresses, we find more responsibility in different places. So I wonder, when you think about your world, where are the areas in your world where you feel responsible? Did you say school? Yeah, school. We have a lot of responsibilities at school, and that's different now. The way that looks is different now. You had a lot of responsibility related to listening to your teacher teach during your classroom lessons at school, and your behavior and the expectations about your work. But now your responsibility related to school is really different. When I think about what you have been doing this week, you've been responsible following through with Canvas, your conferences, reading your announcements, accessing your links, doing your lessons, maybe participating in discussions. And then also there's actually doing the work in your home as best you can. And then if you don't understand something, being responsible and asking your teacher for help. So school right now, your responsibility looks like it's online learning, okay? It's communication. Whoops, that word's kind of long. And it's work completion. Okay? And being aware when you don't understand something. Trusting your mom or your dad to ask questions, trusting your teacher to answer your questions. These are all important things. So, where else are you responsible? Oh, did you say at home? Yeah, I'm going to write that. Well, I thought I was going to write that. Okay, Miss Edel's going to say, give me just a second, because I got to get a different marker. That was fun. Okay, so did you say you have responsibilities at home? Me too. And those responsibilities aren't always fun, but they're necessary, especially now that we're all home so much with our family and we need to take care of each other. So, what do you think that looks like? Responsibilities at home. Well, I've heard some of you say your mom and dad are asking you to do extra chores and you don't like it. But boys and girls, doing your chores is an essential part of keeping your household running smoothly. Your mom and dad aren't trying to be irritating because they ask you to clean your room or to wash your dishes or to help clean your light switches or your doorknobs or take better care of your pet. Your parents are trying to help you have a regular routine at home because you're not at school as much. So be open-minded about helping with chores at home. Okay, so how else are we responsible at home? Oh, we communicate. You're right. We share our feelings, our needs, our desires with the people we love. And sometimes we have to communicate about uncomfortable things, especially when we're having grumbly feelings that are maybe not so comfortable. Sometimes when we have uncomfortable feelings like this, we can take them out on our family. But if we really think about what those feelings are and what's behind them, and we can communicate with those who love us, they understand better how to take care of us. So we need to do a good job communicating when we feel uncomfortable, but also communicating when we feel happy, right? Okay. So what else is your responsibility at home? Relationships. Having a good relationship with your brother, with your sister, your mother, your father, and again, showing respect, showing love, showing caring. And I know that's not always easy. I do. So we're going to take a moment and do something a little different. I'm going to stop right here using my board. We've looked at school, we've looked at home, your responsibilities there. And I'm going to switch myself up so I'm not kneeling on the floor. I need to be comfortable to have this conversation with you. While you've been home, have you found that you feel a little bit irritated or upset with brothers and sisters lately? Maybe your fuse is a little shorter with your parents, with your babysitter, with whoever it is that's taking care of you. Well, I thought it might be a good idea if I presented you some situations that I've been hearing about as I've been visiting with kids. And I want you to be thinking about what would the responsible, oh, it's too hard to see. What would a responsible choice be that would help a situation that's kind of sticky? So for example, one of the kids I talked to said, Miss Uddle, my sisters just aren't playing with me. They're bigger than me. They're not being very nice to me. It's making me mad. It's making me act out. What can I do? And so I thought, what would the responsible thing, the loving thing, the caring thing be to do? And what we talked about was, well, since your sisters are older than you, what do they like to do? Would you be open-minded and flexible to doing some of the activities that they enjoy? Maybe if you do some of the activities they enjoy, they would be more open-minded about playing with you in a way that you like. There's always give and take in relationships, boys and girls. So, being open-minded to others' feelings, being open-minded to other people's wants and needs too. I had another student who said, I'm being asked to do extra chores and I don't understand why. But what I found out was the student's parents are working out of the home. And so the mom and dad are working still, but inside of the home, and they just need a little extra help to keep up with things. And you know what? That's not so hard. If you pull out some toys, when you're done playing, can you pick them up and put them away? When you're done eating your breakfast or your lunch, can you clean your dishes up and clean up your food that you pulled out and put it away? That means so much to your mommy and your daddy that you are trying to contribute to the household and help. Okay, those are just a couple different things that I heard last week. And of course, the biggest thing that I heard had to do with friends. But we're going to talk about that in my next lesson because we have 2 other areas in our world where we need to be responsible. We'll talk about that next time. I did bring my temper tamers home with me. Boys and girls, temper tamers, they're situational cards that give advice and help us think in open-minded ways about what to do when we're upset. Mainly what to do when we feel angry or we feel frustrated, dun, 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 dun. Uncomfortable, right? Okay, so here is the card I wanted to read with you today. Think about it. This is a recommendation. It's a tip. Forgive others. Everyone makes mistakes. That's all there is to it. Instead of forever holding things against people who have hurt you or hurt your feelings, it's better to forgive and try to move past what has happened. You know, in the moment when our anger is hot and our lid is flipped, it is really, really, really hard to forgive. But when we can use our steps to calm down and really get a handle on what it is that we were feeling before we got angry, maybe we were sad, maybe we were disappointed, maybe we were feeling left out, maybe we were feeling ignored, then we can figure out how to calm ourselves down and problem solve. Okay, don't forget those problem solving steps in all of this. Okay, let me choose another card. Oh, what would you do? Okay, let's find a what would you do card. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What would you do? You're playing a video game when your mom walks in the room. She turns off the power to your video game and says, you need to be doing your schoolwork. Even though you thought you got it all done, all your progress in your game is lost. What would you do? Well, I know you'd be upset. But why would your mom be asking you to do your work? Is it because she wants to make you mad? I don't think so. Maybe she just wants you to double check and make sure you met all of your learning expectations. Did you complete your dream box? Did you complete your Lexia? Did you look at your seesaw? Did you check into Canvas and check if you had a conference? Or is there an announcement? Or is there a link to work? Did you watch Miss Odo's lesson? I don't know. So what would you do? Well, hopefully you could take some deep breaths and calm down your anger and think through the reason your mommy had asked you to do your work. Okay? All right. Let me see if I can find another what would you do that goes with home. Oh, here's a good one. You completed your online learning, your teacher got back to you, and you found out that you got half of your answers wrong. You're upset. What would you do? Well, I'd noticed that I was upset, and I don't like making mistakes, but I'm also aware that I do. And so I would ask myself, who are my experts? Who are my safe people when it comes to making mistakes with my learning? Who are those people in your world? Mom? Dad? How about your teacher? Your teacher would love to help you. Maybe you need to request through your messages a conference with your teacher and ask her to go, or him, to go over all of your answers so you can understand the mistake you made. And if you feel like it, maybe you could ask for just a little extra practice to ensure that you understand what you missed. Okay, so that's it for today. We've talked about responsibility. We talked about, let me see if I can get the light right for this. We talked about responsibility at school, and right now it's online learning that requires communication
and some work